Hello, friends. It's time to finally show you me taking care of this crack. By the way, look at how thick the skin is on my toes. It's definitely time to do toe maintenance. I've been trying to let them go out like a bit longer just to show you like kind of how bad they can get, but I'm not even going to be able to last as long as it would take to show you how bad they could get because they really need to be clipped up. I'm going to be doing that this week. I haven't done it yet, but I did this toe crack maintenance a few days ago. In fact, I don't even know how long. This might have been a week ago. It was really hurting right there on the edge, on the side of my foot. Not where you'd think by looking at it. It looks like really red in the middle of the crack, but it was this edge right here that like where it was splitting into my normal skin on the backside of my foot, where it was really hurting. You can see all that pink underneath the edge of the crack over there. That's where it was slowly ripping and healing and ripping and healing, and it was just time. I sort of let it go just because I didn't have time to take care of it. But as it was getting more and more painful, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this before it becomes like a full-blown wound, which would be extra painful. I feel like I'm living in this little bizarre universe of my own where like pain is not optional. So there's always discomfort or pain one way or another, but I'm just always like trying to mitigate it and make it not as painful as I know it could get. So, you know, it did hurt a little bit, but I was still able to walk. I was still doing workout in the garden, still walking a lot, like for my daily life. I have a Fitbit and it tells me I almost always get 10,000 steps, if not more a day. So like I'm walking regardless of how it feels, but sometimes my foot doesn't roll as easily. And so I will stay in gym shoes. Walking on a crack is a lot more painful in like unsupportive shoes. Anyway, you can see it's not bleeding, but I really needed to get down the thickness around this crack here. I've explained in the past that like my way of taking care of a crack is to try and keep the skin thin around it. And because this is like my experiment foot where I'm just like not shaving it yet to just kind of let it keep going and see what I can show you guys about how this skin gets. It's not going well though, because I keep picking at it and having to do crack maintenance, and I'm going to need to do toe maintenance. And so this foot is just sort of becoming a disaster. And I think my next plan with this foot is going to be to use the cheese grater type file, at least on the edges, and try and just kind of do some experiments with it. And we'll go on that journey together because I have never done like my whole foot with a file like that. I've experimented with them in the past and I've ended up going way too deep in different areas, and I don't want to like do it overkill. But I think that a super overgrown foot like this would be the perfect situation where I could test that and probably not hurt myself. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The theory behind cracks is that I try to keep the skin low all around it, and that way there's not this heavy, thick, hard skin pulling at the crack. And so at first I came in with the clippers and just got rid of the thickness right there around the crack, and already it's feeling like a lot better. Like I feel like I can wiggle the skin around and smush it around, and it's not pulling at the splitting part, which feels a lot better. And then I sort of realized that it was going to feel really uneven if I didn't do some shaving as well. So that's just what I'm going to have to do. Again, unable to just exist with it totally unmaintained to show you guys how bad it can really get. And so be it. Like, you know, so be it. This was a kind of an experiment for myself. And I have learned that, hey, guess what? The 3 months that I've been operating on as a timeline for how often to shave my feet for the last 10 years was calculated correctly after a lifetime of trying to figure out how soon was too soon and how late was too late. 3 months seems to be the golden period of time where you can shave it. The cracks haven't gotten too bad yet, but I'm not going to go too thin with the shave. Anyway, so now I'm just coming in and delicately getting this skin up as thin as I can, and it's starting to feel more and more comfortable the more thickness I take away. And now I'm realizing I can like push on it and squeeze it, and it's not cracking any further, and that is the goal. So, yep, see you next time for toe maintenance, I think. Bye.